What's up everyone, it's Shahryar. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of ethical hacking with Kali Linux. We're talking about the top 15 tools that every aspiring ethical hacker needs. Just a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's jump right into it. First up, we have the Social Engineer Toolkit, or SET for short. This tool is legendary in the ethical hacking community. It's a one-stop shop for all things social engineering, allowing you to craft convincing phishing campaigns, fake websites, and even simulate believable phone calls. With SET, you can send out a phishing email that looks incredibly real, tempting employees to click a link or download a malicious file. This gives you real-world data on how susceptible your organization is to social engineering attacks. It's like having a hacker's toolkit at your fingertips. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So if you're serious about ethical hacking and understanding the human element of security, SET is a must-have tool. Next up is Maltego, and this one is all about intelligence gathering. We're talking open source intelligence, or OSINT for short. Maltego is like a detective's best friend, allowing you to connect the dots between people, websites, social media accounts, and even physical addresses. You can plug in a target's email address into Maltego, and it will spider the web, finding connections to social media profiles, websites they own, and even people they frequently interact with. It's like having a digital spiderweb that visualizes connections you wouldn't believe. This is incredibly valuable for security researchers and ethical hackers who need to get a complete picture of their target. So, if you want to master the art of OSINT and become a digital Sherlock Holmes, Maltego is your go-to tool. Alright, let's talk about Metasploit. This tool is the real deal. We're talking about a penetration testing framework that can exploit vulnerabilities in systems and software. Think of Metasploit as a massive library of exploits. You find a vulnerability in a system, you search for the corresponding exploit in Metasploit, and boom, you can potentially gain access. It's a powerful tool for ethical hackers to identify and demonstrate the real-world impact of vulnerabilities. You can tailor your attacks to specific systems and environments, making your testing even more effective. Whether you're a seasoned penetration tester or just starting, Metasploit is an essential tool for understanding how exploits work and how to defend against them. Wireshark is a powerful tool for network traffic analysis. See every packet of data flowing through a network, troubleshoot, analyze security, and reverse engineer protocols. Capture traffic, analyze packets, and find bottlenecks. Dissect network protocols and analyze device communications. Identify malicious activity and monitor network security. Essential for investigating intrusions and suspicious behavior. Become a network ninja with Wireshark. Now let's talk about Nmap, the go-to tool for network scanning and exploration. Nmap is like a digital map maker for your network, allowing you to discover devices, identify open ports, and even fingerprint operating systems. You need to know what devices are connected, what services they're running, and if there are any vulnerabilities. Nmap can scan the entire network and give you a comprehensive inventory of everything connected to it. It can also perform advanced techniques like OS fingerprinting, which can tell you the operating system of a device just by analyzing its network responses. This is crucial for tailoring your security assessments and understanding the potential attack surface. Whether you're a network administrator, a security professional, or just curious about what's running on your network, Nmap is an indispensable tool. Next up is Hydra, a tool for password cracking. Hydra tests thousands of passwords per second, making it powerful for ethical hackers. It can launch dictionary attacks to identify weak passwords. Always use unique passwords and obtain proper authorization. Let's talk about John the Ripper, a must-have for ethical hackers. It specializes in offline password cracking, ideal for password hashes. John the Ripper uses dictionary brute force and rainbow table attacks. Configure it with different algorithms, word lists, and rules. Always obtain proper authorization before cracking passwords. Let's explore Wi-Fi security with AirCrack-ing, a vital tool for assessing wireless networks. AirCrack-ing captures network traffic, cracks passwords, and launches attacks, aiding ethical hackers. Identify Wi-Fi security weaknesses and improve your network security posture. Always use aircracking responsibly and with proper authorization. Burp Suite is a must-have tool for any ethical hacker or security professional. It's like a Swiss Army knife for web app testing, intercepting, and modifying web traffic. Burp Suite acts as a man in the middle, analyzing traffic for vulnerabilities. It detects issues like SQL injection and cross-site scripting, automate attacks, fuzz inputs, and perform brute force attacks. Burp Suite is essential for comprehensive web application security testing. Let's talk about SQL Map, a tool designed to detect and exploit SQL injection vulnerabilities. SQL injection can allow attackers to steal or modify data or take control of a web server. SQL Map automates detecting and exploiting these vulnerabilities. Provide it with the target web application, and it tests for various techniques. If it finds a vulnerability, it can extract or modify data and execute commands. It can enumerate databases, identify the back-end system, and access the file system. A powerful tool for ethical hackers and attackers. Always obtain proper authorization before testing. Next up is Nikto, a web server scanner that's designed to find common vulnerabilities and misconfigurations on web servers. Think of it as a security checkup for your web server, helping you identify potential security holes before attackers can exploit them. Nikto works by sending a series of requests to a web server and analyzing the responses. It checks for things like outdated software, misconfigured settings, and known vulnerabilities. If it finds any issues, it reports them so you can fix them. Regularly scanning your web servers with Nikto can help you stay ahead of attackers and keep your web applications secure. This makes it a valuable tool for both security assessments and reconnaissance. Let's talk about Beef, the browser exploitation framework. This tool focuses on the client side, specifically targeting web browsers to demonstrate how attackers can exploit vulnerabilities and manipulate users. Beef works by injecting a small piece of JavaScript code into a vulnerable web page. When a user visits the page, the code executes in their browser, giving the attacker control over their browser session. By understanding how Beef works, you can better protect yourself from these types of attacks. Now let's revisit the world of social engineering with C-Toolkit, a tool that's specifically designed to craft sophisticated social engineering attacks. C-Toolkit takes social engineering to the next level, allowing you to create convincing phishing pages, fake websites, and even launch attacks that exploit human psychology. C-Toolkit lets you create realistic-looking phishing pages that mimic legitimate websites, tricking users into entering their credentials. This helps you gauge how susceptible your employees are to such attacks. It can generate malicious USB keys that, when plugged in, can compromise a system, and even perform mass email spoofing to spread misinformation or malware. It's a potent tool for understanding the human element of security and how attackers can exploit it. Always obtain proper authorization before conducting any social engineering tests. Let's explore EtherCap, a tool that's all about man-in-the-middle attacks on local networks. EtherCap allows you to intercept and modify network traffic between devices on the same network, making it a powerful tool for both ethical hacking and malicious purposes. They can intercept your traffic, capture your login credentials, and even inject malicious code into the websites you visit, all without you knowing. EtherCap is a versatile tool that can be used for various attacks, like ARP poisoning, DNS spoofing, and even HTTPS sniffing. Always obtain proper authorization before conducting any man-in-the-middle attacks. Last but not least, we have Reaver, a tool that targets Wi-Fi Protected Setup, or WPS. WPS was designed to make connecting to Wi-Fi networks easier, but it also introduced a security vulnerability that Reaver exploits. Reaver performs brute force attacks against the WPS PIN, which is an 8-digit code used to authenticate devices. If successful, Reaver can recover the WPS PIN and ultimately the Wi-Fi network's password, giving the attacker access to the network. Only test WPS security on networks you own or have permission to test. So there you have it, the top 15 social media hacking tools in Kali Linux. We've covered a lot of ground today, from password cracking and network scanning to social engineering and web application testing. Remember, these tools are incredibly powerful and can be used for both good and bad. Always obtain proper authorization before testing any systems or networks. Stay safe and happy hacking.